Browns back at it, getting ready for the Ravens on Sunday, and more importantly, Quinshon Judkins officially back at it. Of course, the Browns signed him on Saturday. He did not practice yesterday on Wednesday because he was meeting with the NFL, but he was back. He was at practice today. Mary Kay, we got to see number 10 running through some drills, and the Browns are doing everything in their power to try and get him ready for Sunday.
They really are, and it looks to me like he is ready to play some. Just watching him run through those drills, it looks like he stayed in fantastic shape. He looks like it doesn't look like he's gained an ounce that he shouldn't have. He looks like he's been hitting the weight room. He looks fast, agile in what we were able to see. And because he was here all through OTAs and minicamp, I really think that just in terms of the install, he's probably pretty well up to speed. So unless the NFL comes through and suspends him tomorrow, the next day, I think there's a good chance Quinshon will play some on Sunday.
Yeah, and Ashley, Tommy Reese talked about it a little bit today. You obviously want to be careful. You want to be mindful of a player's health when he's coming back. Obviously, this wasn't an injury, but he wasn't in training camp. He hasn't really practiced real football in a while, but if they can just get him on the field for some kind of package, it would certainly help this running game.
Yeah, and I think he has to start somewhere at this point. The run game desperately needs it. I actually think one of the most important things for them to make sure he's up to speed on is in their protection game, obviously, especially in terms of wanting to prevent injuries and things like that. But as Mary Kay said, the fact that he was here in the spring for the off-season program, had mandatory mini camp, they do a lot of install during that period. So it's also concepts I think he was fairly familiar with coming from college, but I think this run game certainly needs him out there as soon as possible.
Now, this team, for a team that lost on Sunday, and look, they lost because of a couple of missed kicks. Maybe we're talking differently if they win that game, but man, Mary Kay, this is a confident football team. On Wednesday, Jerry Jeudy said there was no challenge when he got asked about the Ravens' defensive backs. And today, Grant Delpit said it's not hard to tackle Derrick Henry. I would argue with that notion, but Grant would not. Interesting that this team is talking kind of as much as they're talking right now.
Yeah, I asked him, how hard is it to bring Derrick Henry down? And he said, not hard. And I'm like, okay. And before you know it, that's going viral everywhere. But I wonder if these guys just figure, we have nothing to lose. No one is giving us a chance to win this football game. We are 11.5-point underdogs. We're going into Baltimore. We're getting disrespected. Maybe we want to speak up for ourselves a little bit. So I don't know that you could do anything else to ratchet up the emotion for this game right now. And I think they're just having a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah, look, I don't think the Ravens, coming off a blown lead, a week 2 AFC North game, I don't think they would overlook this football team. But I'll tell you what, if there was any chance of that, Ashley, the Browns are making sure it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and you know what? Coming into this week, I thought it was fascinating all the things we were talking about. The Browns had been unwittingly handed a bunch of bulletin board material just with the fact that Joe Flacco is going back to Baltimore for the first time, the fact that the Ravens are doing this 30th anniversary celebration, even though it is their home opener, it is against the Browns. So there was so much, I think, in that regard for the Browns, but the Browns are giving it all right back, I would argue, and I think it makes for so many compelling storylines already heading into this game, and they've added a couple more on top of it.
And of course, one of those storylines, as Ashley mentioned, that 30th anniversary celebration that we've been talking about all week. And today, Bubba Ventrone, who of course played here, now coaches here, he said that if something were happening like that when he was playing, it would kind of give him a little more juice. Now, Mary Kay, I haven't gotten that sense when we've talked to players about it, but Bubba's certainly out there saying, come on, guys, let's get a little more juice because of this.
Well, I actually think that Joel Bitonio kind of agreed with him a little bit today. He didn't really come right out and say it, but I think he said, I think we can use this in our favor. And I think that they will. I think they will use this as just another sign of disrespect. And if Kevin hasn't used it yet, then he would be smart to do so in the pregame speech because guys look for any way they possibly can to get fired up for a football game. And why not this?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it hasn't been a big topic yet, but I've got to imagine on Saturday night when they're having their final meetings at the hotel room, Ashley, I don't know, maybe there'll be some kind of slide. Maybe Kevin will make sure that he educates his guys a little bit on why it's important. But I've got to imagine at some point this is going to become a topic.
Yeah, and Joel Bitonio also made the point today that since Kevin Stefanski has been here, he's really made it a point to teach guys about the history of this team and what happened when the team left Cleveland and went to Baltimore back in the 90s. And, The other interesting thing, I think Mary Kay brought this up the other day, this idea that when we've asked guys throughout the week, even though no one is ready to say, oh, yes, it's fueling us and all those things, no one has said, oh, I didn't know about that until you just brought it up. So even these younger guys who, in some cases, weren't even alive when the team left Cleveland, they at least seem to have some background knowledge of it already.
Okay, well, as always, we will cover everything that happened today, everything that happens on Sunday, including how guys react to that 30th anniversary celebration, all at cleveland.com/Browns.